This week, we visit the most dangerous city in America, the National Guard put in, and we walk the streets locals told us to avoid.
From Graceland to the Peabody Ducks, we discovered the truth about Memphis that we weren't expecting.
Good morning to Memphis, Tennessee, America's most dangerous city.
Yeah, statistically, James is correct. This is America's most violent city for violent crime. But we're going to brave it anyway. Today we've got the best day lined up, so come with us.
Beautiful.
This is the Peabody Hotel, and for almost 100 years they've had ducks here in their foyer. Every day they come down from the elevator at 11 AM and then they go back up to the roof at 5 PM. Are you excited to see the ducks?
I am absolutely excited to see ducks. I've seen them so many times on TV, and to be here, the Peabody in Memphis, to finally see them is an absolute privilege. Can't wait. Will not be long. Stay watching. Well, plenty of excitement here. Countdown, 10 minutes to go, and then the ducks come down from the roof into the foyer along the red carpet procession. It should be amazing. It is so unique.
All right, duckies, it's showtime. There you go. Let's get our ducks in a row.
Well, what a view you got there. Elevator open, best seat in the house.
You did, well done.
What a tradition. The story was incredible.
It's like quaint and harmless. And these ducks get released into the wild in about every 6 months, so they have new ducks every 6 months.
So they get to have that stardom for 6 months. Hello.
You might have noticed there are 4 females and 1 male. That is one lucky duck.
That is, he is certainly taking care of business. I'm not quite sure what that phrase, that's what it means, but I'll go with it. Taking care of business here in Memphis.
Taking care of business.
So if you come to Memphis, get yourself to the Peabody. It's a cracker.
I think this is probably a good place for us to talk about the current climate in Memphis. So we have been told, and all research is pointing to this, that this is America's most dangerous city, in that the crime rate is high and the violent crime rate is particularly high. But when we're speaking to people who live here right now, they're saying, oh, it's a great time to visit because the National Guard are in, and everyone we've spoken to, whatever their race, is saying that this is a good thing that the National Guard are here, because the National Guard is making it feel much safer.
Yes, and it certainly does. For us walking about, we don't feel unsafe. There's been nothing, but that is a high presence of National Guard and extra law enforcement.
But it's very interesting, and very interesting to note that there's absolutely a political view to this that is biased in some people's opinions.
Real political divide, isn't there? That just is.
Absolutely. And what surprises me is it doesn't seem to be about what's good for Memphis. It seems to be a much more political take on it. And I would also comment that the people that are saying it's a great thing are some shopkeepers, and are saying it's great. We used to have homeless people outside the shop. It's great they're away. And I appreciate it from a shopkeeper's point of view. That can't be good for business. But those people are don't now have homes. Those people are still homeless, so they've just been moved.
But taxi drivers are feeling safe as well, Uber drivers. That's definitely something, and again, that has been something that has been clear when we've been in them, because we've been saying we got an Uber because we don't really want to walk, and we've been assured by even the Uber drivers, you're fine to walk, just stick to the main bit.
Yeah, stick to downtown, stick to midtown, but don't really go in between those places, and that's still the message.
That is still the message. But as it always is, there's stories in the paper about persecution, people getting picked on and getting jailed and taken away, who are maybe not the problem. And when they get it wrong, they get it really wrong, and then it causes a real bad feeling, unease and anger in the city, which is definitely something we're picking up.
But there's real inequality here. We last night were approached by a woman who clearly was mentally ill.
In the Peabody foyer as well. And we thought she was just having a friendly conversation until it escalated.
Yeah.
And we managed to remain calm, talk her down, and then she just get bored with the conversation and off she went. But a different situation, that could have been messy.
But there's definitely like untreated mental illness.
Yep.
And again, it speaks to the inequalities that are really apparent here in Memphis. It's difficult because you see it from your own perspective and how much, oh, this is nice, this is good, we're liking it, but you know that there is that undercurrent of unhappiness. We are here in Graceland, Elvis Presley's famous home, and I cannot wait to see it and show you and take you along with us.
I don't know quite why, but I feel very emotional being here. Loved the big man, he was absolutely fantastic, but it's so good to be here, so good to be able to see his home, and also good to share his home with you as well. The tour takes between 3.5 and 4 hours.
So we're going to show you in this video as much as we possibly can. I am a bit concerned about the music, love hearing it, but it will create some problems for us copyright wise. What I must say is straight away I'm surprised. I did not expect the entrance to look like this.
Nope, did not.
So
I expect to get dropped off outside his house and just walk in.
Yeah, kind of. I kind of thought there'd be a ticket booth or...
Yeah.
So straight away I'm surprised.
If there's any YouTube issues, I'll just sing instead.
Yeah, lucky us. Let's go. I'm so excited to be here.
Camera with the mic. I'm letting you know you can only do like recording out front, but as you step inside, you can't do anything.
Okay, thank you. Bubble burst.
A wee bit disappointing, but we'll see what we can do.
Photos only.
Graceland is beautiful, but surprisingly modest.
But then when you step inside, it feels just like a time capsule.
Stepping into the taking care business room, the pool room and the jogging room, it feels so different from the rest of the house.
It's true, they're kind of like the ultimate original man cave.
And the swimming pool is just that 70s glamour.
And the meditation space is just so sad.
When you arrive in the museums, there's a real celebration of his success.
From the outfits, the cars, and even a plane, the place is really magnificent.
This was great, James. I really enjoyed it. Definitely worth the visit.
So Graceland was only a very small part of the tour. Obviously the main event But then afterwards, all the museums. And I can't believe the amount of stuff Elvis had. Wow. And I was hearing Lisa Marie, they don't know what to do with her stuff because she's got so much as well. It's incredible the amount that has been collected over the years. But what a privilege for us to be able to see it and put together so well.
I personally found it really poignant. I've been to plenty of houses, plenty of museums over the years, but this felt really personal. You feel like you've grown up with the man's music, you've watched so many of his films and films about him, you feel you know him. This isn't just like visiting a visitor attraction.
He's absolutely an icon, but he's absolutely shaped music across the world in so many ways, and it was great to see that part as well. But the amount of artists that put their music down to Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. What an amazing, amazing place.
It really was. If you're in the area, definitely come and visit. If you liked Elvis, you'll love seeing his home.
And if you don't know who Elvis is, you'll like coming anyway, because it's a cracking tour.
Absolutely, and you're hearing his music all the way through. Every exhibition, you've got his music. It's just fantastic.
And
I'm
if you want to hear,
surprised by how much I like it.
and if you want to hear me singing, there's a moment that I took to Bliss in Graceland Place when I hit the stage with If I Can Dream.
What's that noise? What's that noise?
What is it?
Must have been Elvis turning in his grave.
Aha! Anyway, time for us to get an Uber and get back to downtown Memphis, where we're going to take an opportunity to get a night out tonight in Beale Street, the famous Beale Street.
And we're taking you with us. Let's go.
But we've got a channel, is that okay just to?
A channel?
Yeah, just
YouTube channel,
yeah.
is that okay?
Yeah,
Is that okay?
Sure. Wow, you're all
fantastic.
happy to be on YouTube? I didn't expect that.
So, all look great, there you go.
How are you doing? Are you all having a, I don't know, a busy night? Or
It's pretty slow tonight.
Yeah. Take it huge. One habit, you guys. As it counts. But thank you guys so
Yes, ma'am.
much, and thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you, cheers.
Information.
Thank you, good night, cheers.
Good night.
Thank you. Welcome to Beale Street, Memphis, the home of soul, blues and rock and roll.
Let's go and explore this epic, legendary street. First impressions though, James, it's really quiet.
It's really quiet, it's unlike Bourbon Street that we were at last week, which was busy every night of the week. It's a bit disappointing. I would have expected a lot more from Beale Street.
Oh, that's funny. When I saw those last night, I was like, oh, they look like Cinderella's carriage, and look, they're called Cinderella's carriage. And here there's mounted police. They're really looking out for people.
Hello,
Hey.
all the way from Arkansas. You hear me? Tyree T. Wynn. How you doing?
I'm gonna get you on here.
All the way from Arkansas, they call me Weezy. What's up? Hello.
We're having a great time so far. This place really has got a great atmosphere.
It's actually a great heart. The people here we have spoken to have been fantastic. It just carries on the southern hospitality. It really just does. It just carries it on, and it's no different here. Even though there is some trouble here at the moment, everyone says it's making a difference and they feel much safer. So hopefully that's the case.
I get the signs, no vehicles, no bicycles, but no reptiles. I'm not sure about that.
And I thought we were hard in Glasgow, but no firearms, absolutely, definitely a different thing altogether. That's one thing we do find very, very different in the USA.
Totally, and it does disconcert you, doesn't it?
Of course it does, because we're just not used to it. We're actually softies. I found a very attractive bit of town. I think this is downtown, and it's feels really nice. We're in autumn.
Yes. And they've started their Christmas decorations, so it's given a lovely red glow into the trees. It looks really attractive.
I'm enjoying just going off piste a wee bit off of Beale Street. I felt Beale Street was just a wee bit rough, wasn't it? But it's never got a good atmosphere about it when there's loads of police and army about a place. And then we've come out a wee bit off Beale Street and there's nobody about. Maybe that's a good thing, a bad thing.
To our unlocal or out of towner eyes, this looks nice.
It does. I think it's a really nice place.
But yeah, we keep getting told something different. Yeah.
Yes.
And
On one hand I feel safe, the other hand it's a bit discerning because I've never been anywhere there's been so many enforcement about. I'm sure it's needed, but it doesn't mean it feels good.
You're right, James. Actually, there's more police and law enforcement than people. Interesting.
Well, hopefully they're up for a good night out because there's nobody else. So let's see what happens.
First stop, BB King's Blues Club. Let's go. That's a $10 cover.
Is it?
On second thoughts, we're not going to bother. It's a $10 cover charge each. And actually, I don't mind a cover charge. But then underneath the bit where it says $10 cover charge, it says don't forget to tip the band. So that's not even paying for the band.
So they're just making extra money. The place is dead as well, so...
We'll head into the one with no cover.
Yep.
Compared to Bourbon Street, Beale Street was very quiet.
And there's definitely a bit of an undercurrent at the moment.
I feel like Cinderella here. There's practically a curfew in this city. We've been advised by everyone, be home before midnight, be away from the centre of the town before midnight. So it's time for us to go.
And the Uber driver said to us, I'm finished at midnight, so you better get on it before then. Let's go in here, free admission.
Oh. There is a monorail not running. I don't know if that's a temporary thing. It does feel quite dilapidated, so perhaps it's not so temporary.
Normally we love a free thing and it's free to come on here, but you could probably just do with charging a bit to keep it in a better state of repair.
We were advised to come and see Mud Island. We were told it was great. My feeling is it's not great.
No, I'm not quite sure what's happened to Mud Island. Maybe Mud Island's being overrun with water or slipped away maybe. I'm not seeing much of Mud Island. But let's go for a further look and see if I'm wrong.
I think it's quite good that we're contradicting. And here we are back in the Mississippi River. This is the longest river in the United States of America, second only to the Nile in the world. It's interesting that all the lights are still on behind us. I'm finding this quite depressing, maybe. Like all the, you know, all the effort and fundraising and community goodwill that goes into establishing something like this, but then it's not used and it just falls into disrepair. It feels like a waste of resource, but more than that, it feels like a waste of human endeavour, that folk have really committed to making this something special. It is cool, but it's just sadly neglected.
The monorail that goes underneath the bridge we walked over permanently got closed in 2018. It's almost 7 years ago. What is 7 years ago? Bit of a sad state of affairs. And I think it cost tens of millions of pounds to repair it. So no one's got the appetite to spend it. They don't have the money to do it.
No money to do it, and let's be honest, with the other things that we've spoken about in this video, they've got bigger problems.
Absolutely.
So
it is a nice Mississippi river walk. It's a great idea. It's just all looking very sad actually. Look at some of the nice buildings and some of the bits we've looked at inside it. Sort of attractions inside it. It's a shame when things like this happen. Because it is, when it's looking good and it's feeling good, it's a real good place for community and visitors alike to come to Memphis, but it certainly doesn't give a good impression of Memphis.
I'm glad we've seen it though.
Yeah, me too.
Because I think, honestly, my opinion until now has been overwhelmingly positive. So it's quite good to try and see a wee bit of that realness and maybe get a better understanding of what people are talking about when they say, oh, Memphis. Because it just makes you question your own reality, doesn't it?
It does.
When you're like, I think it's great, what's everyone talking about? Ah, this type of thing. This is what people are talking about.
And it's
something you may not know. Memphis is named after Memphis in Egypt because the founders wanted this Memphis to be as important as Memphis in Egypt, and they saw the similarities between the River Nile and the River Mississippi. So next stop, we're heading to this pyramid in Memphis.
Memphis may be famous for its soul music, but walking about, it doesn't feel as though it's got much soul at all. It's actually probably quite a sad place to walk about. It's empty. Well, aren't you glad we brought you in here? This place is amazing. It's not what it looked like from outside. It just looked as though it was going to be dead and not much happening in it. And it's fabulous. Let's have a look around. This could be fun.
We've seen more people here than we have anywhere else in Memphis. Maybe this is where they all congregate.
Exactly. I did promise you a great view when we got to the top of that lift, but this is a cracker.
It is better than I expected. We had to pay to get in the lift. It was $8 each plus tax, so we're around $17 or £15, so it's fine. But probably worth it because it's a great view.
It is a great view. The whole place is actually fun.
Yes.
It's a really good fun place, absolutely massive. Can't believe it, they sell here, sell everything. And then a great observation deck at the top here. These things always make me a wee bit nervous. It says, watch the The slip hazard in the rain, I think that's the least of my issues. If this thing cracks.
Well, I tell you what makes me more nervous.
What?
That.
This is probably the most special pyramid because you can get your lunch or your dinner in it, as well as do the most unbelievable shopping in it. A great place. Okay.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Wow, that sounds relaxing to me. Now, if you want to learn.
Lookout restaurant. Food was very nice.
Yeah,
Probably the
tasty.
best food we've had in a while actually here. Both vegetarian, we were able to get vegan and vegetarian food. It was delicious. Attention to detail, really poor. It looks as if not hoovered or back in the carpets for probably about a week. It's not great detail there. Tables dirty, service okay. Definitely not something that I've ever seen before, as a gun safe.
No. Is that a serial killer's paradise in here?
Absolutely. Do you know, that's one thing definitely you don't always think about. And then when you think about it, you can't get it out of your head, is the fact that lots of people have guns in America to protect themselves. You think, what to protect themselves from? If nobody had guns, then nobody would need to protect themselves from it.
I don't like it here.
I don't like a shop. That's
Just gives me the...
heebies.
Aye. They have done a good job here, considering this pyramid was mothballed for so long. It took a long time to get planning permission to reopen it. So it's good they've done something usable with it and something a bit unique. But I suppose they had to do something unique because the building's unique.
I think they're quite sneaky characters. Kid on, they're sleeping, and then bite your leg.
I mean, that's essentially, yes, what they do.
Yep.
So there's a hotel in here as well, which is certainly interesting, but I don't know how I'd feel about sleeping here at night. I don't know.
Alligators climbing up for you.
Well, I wasn't thinking about the alligators, but I mean, essentially you'd be sleeping in a shop. It's an interesting concept.
So for my time in retail, I don't think I've ever seen anything so unusual. You can stay in the pyramid, in the hotel. If you look at a bit of retail therapy, get yourself some pyjamas, packet of Doritos, see some alligators. You can even get yourself a gun. And then after you're finished, get yourself a new bag, a tent. Bit wild. Reminds me about the Generation game when it used to be on.
Yeah, but it's a bad day that if the highlight to a trip to a city is a shop.
Yeah.
It's a bad day for the city.
Yes, totally.
So famously, Elvis came in here and he said, and the Lansky brother, Mr. Lansky, invited him in, and he said, but I've not got any money. And Mr. Lansky said, that's okay, come and have a look. And then he said, when I get rich and famous, I'm going to buy you out. And Mr. Lansky said, don't buy me out, just buy from me and we'll have a great relationship. And they remained friends after that, and Lansky dressed Elvis for many, many years. We'll get a look at the shop. I am led to believe it might be out of our price range.
Get a look anyway, just in case there's a sale on.
Hey, how's it going? Good.
Yeah, this one is one of his earlier TV debuts, Louisiana Hayride. Added that line in
Oh, fabulous.
in honor of Elvis and his dad. This one is the Hollywood jacket, Jailhouse Rock, here. Same lining. This is a new one we have. It's called the Hound Dog. Elvis is actually wearing it over there above the blazers.
Fabulous.
Spoke to a man last night, actually in the Peabody, and he was saying that he'd bought one of these, and he was saying to his wife, "That is what I'm getting buried in." So he's chosen his outfit.
Wow.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah.
Same here. I had a guy say the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Same. And all the guitars around top, brought in by artists who shot here.
Oh wow. What a history. This is great.
Go into and
The
see.
guitar right here.
Wow. Yeah. The man had style, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely style.
And I feel like so ahead of his time. I mean, I take it when they were designing these clothes, they were thinking, what? You want what? Or,
Right.
yeah. Because it's so out there for the times.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Lansky Brothers, clothier to the king. What a brilliant visit there to Lansky Brothers. The clothier of the king, Elvis Presley. Been to Lansky Brothers, taking care of business, got the t-shirt.
So, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.
I'm taking care of business, and see you next time. Thank you very much. Taking care of business.